Hello viewers, hope you're all doing good. Welcome to this video. My name is Nawaz and you're watching NXZ, the Linux Guy channel. Right, so in my last video we have launched our EC2 instance using Management Console. In this video we will do exactly the same thing, but we will use the AWS CLI command line tool. It was my fourth video. I have shown you how you can install AWS CLI, and we have set up our CLI using our access key ID and the secret access key. In my system it's already configured. If you haven't configured that, I highly recommend you go and watch that video and come back. In case you don't want to watch that, you can type AWS configure if you have the AWS command line, and this command will give you ask you for your access key ID, the secret ID, the secret key, and your default region, and you will be good to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and revise what we have done in Management Console. So if you remember the last video, the steps we have done are we have created the key pairs, we have selected an AMI, we have created the SG, and we have opened port 22 for SSH access, right? So we will do all that here using command line. So let's go ahead. If I go to Google and refer the AWS documentation, AWS EC2, create key pair. So let's first create a key pair. We will go step by step. This is the link. You can bookmark. I will give all the links in the description so you won't have to worry. Okay, so it's saying create a key pair, display your key pair, and delete your key pair. Let's go to our Management Console. I have opened our dashboard here, so you can see parallelly what we are doing via command line. Cool. If you see, there are nothing except one default security group, which is by default created in your AWS account. So if I go to my command line AWS EC2 and to check if we have any keys, describe key pairs, this will show us the available key pair. So currently there is nothing, as you can see, 0 key pairs. So let us go and create a key pair. AWS EC2 create key pair -- key name, let's say first key pair 2020. Basically your command is done here, right? So if you see this command AWS EC2 create pair and the name of the key, basically till here your command is done. And this is this flag query, key material, and output. This is just extra. So if you see this query, it's actually saying that we are only interested in the key material, that is the content of the key, which is our private key, and we are outputting that into a file which is in the form of text. So if I do this query and we are querying the key material, and we are saying that output that in the form of text to this file named first key pair 2020.pem, because it's a private key, right? So if I press enter, okay, so the command is executed successfully. If I go again and describe this key pair, so here you can see one key is created. The name of the key is first key pair 2020, and this is the fingerprint, and this is the key pair ID. So if I go to my Management Console again, refresh this page, so here you can see that one key pair is created. Cool. If I go to that key pairs, the name here is first key pair 2020, and this is the fingerprint, exactly 5880 E5, 5880 E5. Cool. So let's go to the dashboard. The second thing we will do is we will create a security group. So let's check we have any security group. So AWS EC2, if you don't know any command related to anything, you can type help and you can pipe that and grab, let's say we want to grab security group, so security, enter, and it will show you every command which has the keyword security. So we have multiple commands here: create security group, delete security group, describe security group. So we are interested in that command. AWS EC2 describe security groups, enter. So here you can see there is one default security group which has been created during the creation of your account. So this, which is this, this is basically a dictionary, and this is the key, and this is the value, right? So till here it's the value, this is the key, right? So let's go ahead and create the security group, AWS EC2. I will open the documentation as well. So AWS EC2 create security group. Let's go to examples. So here you can see AWS EC2 create security group. The name of the group we have to give, the description as well, and the VPC ID. So you can get your VPC ID from here. Go and search VPC. Let's do it via command line first. So AWS EC2 help pipe grep VPC, right? So it will show us every command which has the keyword VPC. Describe VPC. Describe VPC. So this is the command we are interested in. AWS EC2 describe VPCs, and it will give you your VPC ID. So I will just copy that. If you want to go via management console, you can go here, your VPCs, excuse me, and here you can see your VPC ID, which is this. You can copy it from here. So let's go ahead and create our security group. The command is this. So AWS EC2 create security group -- group name, let's say first SG, first security group, -- description. You can say anything. I will say this is my first SG, -- VPC ID, which we have gotten from here. So I will just copy this, paste it here. If I press enter, okay, so our security group has been created. So if I do again AWS EC2 describe security groups, here you can see this is our default VPC or default security group, and one we have created is here. So this is my first SG. Here is our security group. So this is basically your clean security group. You don't have any inbound rules in here. If I go to my management console and go to EC2 again, here you can see in my dashboard, two security groups are present. If I go there, this is we have created. If I click there, here you can see that there are, if I zoom in here, there are, let me zoom in, there are no inbound rules, and outbound all traffic is allowed, which means your instance can access internet by default, right? So we will create an inbound rule for port 22, which is SSH. So let's go ahead. I will zoom out here. Let's go ahead and create our inbound rule. So I will go to Google AWS, or we can say Authorize EC2 security group Ingress, right? So first link, go there. Here you will see a command AWS Authorize security group Ingress. So if I go to examples, here you can see the command AWS EC2 Authorize security group Ingress. We have to give the group name, which is the name of our SG. We have to give the protocol, which is TCP for port 22. We have to give the port number and the CIDR. Cool. So let's go ahead and create the ingress, which is nothing but your inbound rule. So AWS EC2. Before I will see what is my name of the security group. So security groups. I will copy the name, which is the first SG. I will copy this. Let's create the inbound rule AWS EC2 Authorize security group Ingress. Excuse me, minus group name, which is our first SG, minus protocol, which is TCP, minus port, which is 22 for SSH, and minus CIDR, which is nothing but your public IP, right? So to get the public IP, the Amazon has created a beautiful link. Go to Google, type in here checkip.amazonaws.com. So it will give you your public IP. So just copy that and I will paste it here, and we have to basically give it in the form of CIDR. So /32. If I press enter, cool, the command has been executed successfully. If I go again and EC2 describe my security groups, so here you can see this is my first SG, and here you can see port 22 is open, the protocol is TCP. If I go to my management console and if I reload this, let me zoom in here so you can clearly see. If I click here, inbound, so here you can see port 22 is open for our security group. Cool. So we have created the key pairs, we have created the security group. Let's go ahead and launch our instance. So I will split this window, zoom out. Right, so let's go to Google. Let's search for AWS EC2 launch instance, and here you can see this link. Open this link. I will give all the link in the description so you don't have to worry. Let's see the command. So this is the command AWS EC2 run instances, and we have to get the image ID, the count of the instance, the instance type, and if I zoom in here, AWS EC2 run instances, the AMI ID, the count, the instance type, which is T2 micro for us, and the name of the key. And if I go there, we have security group IDs, and we have to also give the subnet ID, right? So let's go ahead and get the image ID and the key pair. We have the security group and the subnet ID, right? So I will split this window again, go to your EC2 dashboard, launch instance. First we will get let me create a file name info.txt, and I will type AMI ID here. So I will use this AMI, so the AMI ID is this AMI. I will just copy this and paste it here. So we have the AMI. We also need the security group ID, so we can get that by our command line as well, but we'll go by this way. So EC2 dashboard again, go to your security group, security groups, and this is the security group which we are using. I will zoom in here. This is the group ID. I will copy this, and I will paste it here. Let's say SGID, and I will paste it here. We also need subnet ID, so my subnet ID will be inside the services. Let's search for VPC again, isolated cloud resources, and inside VPC here you can see we have subnets available as well. So if I go to subnets, so here are 6 subnet available for me, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Well, so we have 6 subnet. I will choose let's say US East 1A, right? So I will use this particular subnet, the subnet ID. I will copy it from here, or we can copy it from here as well, and I will split the window, paste it here. Cool. So we have our subnet ID. I will open another terminal, and I will zoom in here so you guys can see. Okay, so let's go ahead to our documentation. The command is AWS, let me log into my AWS user. Cool. So as you can see, this is my AWS user. So let's say AWS EC2 run instances, and we have to give the image ID. So minus image ID, which is the AMI ID. So I'll copy that, space, paste it here, minus count, which is nothing but the number of instances you want to deploy. So I will say 1 minus instance type, which is your T2 micro that comes under your free tier, space minus key. If you see key name, right? So minus key name. My key name is let me go and see there, AWS EC2, or we can also see that via command line. It was something like first key pair 2020, right? So maybe this is the name. Yeah, first key pair 2020. Okay, so we have given the key name. Let's go ahead and give minus security group IDs. And the name of the security group ID is this. So I will copy that, paste it here, and minus subnet ID, which is this. So I will copy that and paste it here. So that's it. This is the command. So we'll go through that. What we have done here, we are saying run instances, and we are giving the image ID. We are saying one instance type is T2 micro. This is the key that we want to use in that instance. This is the security group we want to use, and this is the subnet, right? So if I press enter, So here you can see the instance is being currently deployed. If I split this window, if I try to zoom out maybe a little, here you can see lots of information. Here you can see the state is currently pending. If I go to my dashboard again, EC2 dashboard, here you can see 0 running instances. But if I go there, here you can see, if I zoom in here, one instance is currently being initialized. So this is the instance that we are launching via CLI. It has given a public IP and public DNS, everything same. This is the VPC ID which we have provided for the SG. This is the subnet ID which we have provided while launching the instance, and so on. So we will wait till the instance is launched. Cool, so instance has been currently launched. Here you can say it has passed all the checks. Let me copy the public IP. I will split this window. If I go to my CLI again, AWS, let's see, EC2 describe instances. So it will show us a lot and lots of information. So I also want to show you a particular command. If I make it more clear, so here you can see lots and lots of information here. So I want to show a command which will basically, let's say if you want to query a particular field, let's say I will say reservations dot instances dot instance ID. So it will show us only the instance IDs which is currently running or or being terminated. Oh, sorry, I forgot the, oh, okay, I've also forgot this here. If I press enter again, so it will show you your instance IDs which is currently being deployed. So this is my instance ID which is I04B8E. If I go to here you can see I04B8EA, right? So that's how you can query a particular field. Let's say AWS EC2 describe instances again. For example, if you want to, oh sorry, EC2, and I have misspelled it, describe instances. Let me go ahead and close this window, log out. I will split it again. Let's say if you want to query a particular field, so you can query this attachment or these groups or anything. As I've shown you, use this reservations first, and then the field you want to query. For example, I want to query instances, right? So instances is inside, sorry, I want to query instance IDs. So instance IDs is inside instances, which is nothing but a list, as you can see. Inside there, instance ID, right? So I've also forgot here as well. Enter, and it will give me my instance ID. What I forgot, AWS EC2 describe instances. Okay, so I forgot the query field here. I do this a lot of times. Cool, so it will give us our instance ID. Nice, so let me go ahead and try to log into my instance. So I will copy the public IP, which is this, copy, and this is the key pair which we have created, right? So sh-i first key pair, which is this, and EC2 minus user, which is the default user for Amazon Linux AMI. And if I press enter, cool, so we are able to log in. If I go to my root account, which is sudo su minus, so I have logged into my root account. If I do free minus h, 1 gig of RAM, df minus h, 8 gigs of storage. If I do nprox, So 1 CPU available, cool. So let's go ahead and clean up all our resources. So before that, I will obviously go again and get my, if I do AWS EC2 help pipe grep instance, so it will show me the command for terminating the instance. Here is the command as well. So AWS EC2 terminate instances, and we need instance IDs, right? So I will go ahead and type that command, AWS EC2 terminate instances. Before that, let me describe it. Describe instances and query the instance IDs, which is inside your reservations, and inside that, inside instances and instance ID. So it will give me my instance ID. I will copy that. Let's go ahead and terminate AWS EC2 terminate instances minus instance IDs. So you can terminate multiple instances at a single time. So this is the instance ID. If I go to my management console, here you can see the current state is running, right? So if I reload this page, let me make it more visible. So the current state is running. If I press enter, so it's saying terminating instances. This is the instance ID, and it's saying shutting down. If I reload and if I go here, you can see it's shutting down. So let's wait till it's completely terminated. Right, so instance has been terminated. If I go again and type AWS EC2 describe instances, so here you can see one terminated instance, which is this, right? So this is the instance and the instance state is terminated, right? So if I go on my dashboard again, so let's see if we have that volume. If I zoom out, so the volume has been automatically deleted, right? Because by default, the delete on termination on EBS is ticked. So let's go ahead and delete our security group. So security groups, this is the security group which we have created. If I go to my security group, where it is, here it is. So we can also find it by command line. So AWS EC2 help pipe grep security, and it will give you all the command which has the keyword security, right? So here is the command delete security group, which will take a parameter which is your security group ID. So AWS EC2, let's copy our security group ID. If I do describe security groups, this is the security group. This is my first SG, which is this, and my security group ID is this. I will copy that, and AWS EC2 delete security groups. If you see here, delete security group minus group ID, which is this. Enter. Okay, so I have misspelled something. Delete security group minus, or you can also delete via the name, right? So let's go ahead and try that. Minus group name, which is first SG, right? So if you see here, it has the name, where it is, okay, first SG with space. If I try that, it says command unknown option group name. Obviously, because we have given ground name, right? So let's make it group, or okay. Enter. Okay, so it has been successfully deleted. Let's go again and check we have deleted that. So describe security groups. Let me check if I have spelled it correctly. Okay, enter. I do this a lot, guys. Okay, so we have one default security group present. If I go to my management console again, and if I go to my EC2 dashboard, here you can see there is only one default security group. I hope. Dashboard, one security group, right? So we have deleted the security group. Let's go ahead and delete the key pair as well. Let's search for the command AWS EC2 help pipe grep key. Delete key pair. This is the command. So AWS EC2 delete key pair and maybe minus key name. The key name, I forgot it again. Maybe first key pair 2020. Right. So this is the key pair. Right. So excuse me. Cool. So the key has been deleted. If I do AWS EC2 describe key pairs. Cool. So the key has been deleted. If I try to reload this page, here you can see everything is back to normal and we are good to go. So we will not get any surprise bill, and that is very, very cool. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. And if you did, make sure you like this video and share it with your friends, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel. See you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye bye.